Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the big budget has been delivered. Finance Minister has announced changes to the personal income taxation front, especially in the new tax regime. Several changes have been announced to make it more lucrative, more attractive to all those taxpayers as well who had not yet looked at the new tax regime as a potential regime that they would want to fall under. What are the key changes that have been announced? One, the basic annual exemption limit for incomes has been extended from 2.5 lakh rupees to 3 lakh rupees, and also the tax rebate has been increased from 5 lakh rupees to 7 lakh rupees. Of course, apart from this, the tax slabs have been rationalized from 6 down to 5, and also some of the changes on the tax rate front have also been done, which you've been constantly seeing on our platform. But the big question everyone is looking to understand is that after these changes, which tax regime is beneficial for you? So I have with me Teena Jain Kaushal joining right in. She's from the Business Today magazine team, and she's also a certified financial advisor. So who better to really explain to you what goes better for you? Welcome, Teena, and thank you so much for joining in.
Hi, Sakshi.
So tell me, of course, there was a big confusion even before that whether you should go for the old tax regime or the new tax regime. Now comes the new changes, the revised taxes. What after this? And how does one really decide as to which one will be better?
So, Sakshi, there is no one blanket answer that what is better. Is it old or new tax regime? So, what one has to look at, whether one has investments under 80C, which includes PPF, which includes life insurance and EPF. So, many options are there. And does one have other deductions like health insurance is there, for which 25,000 is there. And if you have a home loan of 2 lakh, interest deduction is given. So, you have to see how many deductions and exemptions are available to you, because under new tax regime, none of the deduction and none of the exemptions are available. So it's a flat tax rate system which has been simplified, but then deductions and exemptions are not there. So this is one thing you have to look at while deciding what is better for you.
Okay, so here help me understand with some examples now in terms of the income slabs that maybe people may be having under. How does one really decide in terms of the examples and the what can you calculations if you can help us?
Yeah, so Finance Minister took two slabs while budget speech. So one was 9 lakh and another was 15 lakh. So I will tell you about 9 lakh. So clearly under the revised rates in new tax regime, the tax calculation is coming to 45,000.
Okay.
While with the previous rate under the new tax regime, it was 60,000, and that was mentioned by the Finance Minister in the budget speech as well. But if I calculate the same thing under the old tax regime, then the picture changes. So there are two scenarios. Again, as I said, it depends on your deductions and exemptions. So if you are taking only two deduction like 80C, which is very common, and standard deduction of 50,000, then under old tax regime, your income tax is around 50,500, but it can be reduced to zero. And I tell you how it can be reduced to zero under old tax, which is not possible under new tax regime. So again, if you have a home loan and you take a deduction of rupees 2 lakh under interest, then your taxable income will reduce. Again,
Absolutely.
there is 50,000 deduction under NPS. So your taxable income will go below 5 lakh. And under old tax regime, if your income is below 5 lakh, then there is rebate. So
Absolutely.
you will pay nil tax.
Right.
So that's the beauty of old tax regime. It depends on your investments and deductions. And similarly, if I talk about the second tax slab, so clearly new tax regime is beneficial for people with higher income. So the calculation here is under new tax regime with revised rate, income tax comes to 1.50 lakh.
Okay.
And new regime with previous rates come to 1 lakh 87,500. But under old tax regime with the deductions like again home loan deduction of 2 lakh and NPS of 50,000 and health insurance of 25,000, this tax calculation comes to around 1 lakh 25,000. So again that difference has narrowed down, but slightly. It is old regime is still giving but is tax efficient compared to the new regime. But Sakshi, as we move up, I'm sure new tax regime will give you better return, because standard deduction of 50,500 has been announced for income above 15.5 lakh.
52,500.
Yeah, but if your income is above 15.5,
That's true.
so again you have that tax advantage under new tax regime.
Sure.
So you cannot have the blanket answer. You have to look at the overall situation. But if you have investments, if you have home loan, then chances are very high that old tax regime will be better for you.
Okay, so what are the key differences differences between old tax regime and the new tax regime? Just the last question. You've already explained to us with example as well, but just this last question.
First of all, the main point to understand is under old regime, we have the benefit of exemptions and deduction. And under new tax regime, we don't have that. Now the standard deduction has been introduced for 15.5 lakh income and above. But again, there is no deduction available in new tax regime. And the another which is very prominent is we have only 3 tax slabs under the old tax regime, which is 5, 20 and above and 30%. But now under new tax regime, we have 5 slabs. And again, for we have different tax slabs. So we have more variety over there. But
And chances of reducing the tax rate is higher.
yeah, it's higher. And again, 7.5 lakh, 7 lakh rebate, tax rebate up to 7 lakh is given. So your if income is up to 7 lakh, it's no brainer that you should go with the new tax regime, because
And beyond that, it will be calculated after the 3 lakh rupees exemption. So say, for example, even if I have an 8 lakh rupees income, then the 3 lakh rupees will be first deducted, and then the tax will be calculated only on the 5 lakh rupees, right?
So it goes like this: if your income is up to 7 lakh, then there will be no tax.
Correct.
But if my income is 7.5 lakh, then your income will be calculated as per the tax slab. You won't get the benefit of 7 lakh. It will be 3 to 6 lakh, 5%, 6 to 9, 10%. So accordingly, it will be the whole amount will be taxable. So if if you cross the threshold of 7 lakh, then entire income is taxable.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Teena, for giving us all this clarification as to how to really decide and come to that thought point as to whether the old tax regime still benefits, or should you go for the new and revised rates in the new tax regime.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.